Hypertension is one of the most frequently tested topic in the exam. It is defined as a clinic blood pressure more than 140 by 90. If any one of these values is above normal, then it is hypertension. If the first blood pressure reading is more than 140 by 90, then according to guidelines, take a second reading in the same consultation and then use the lower of the two readings for management. If the lower of the two reading is more than 140 by 90, then that person will have to confirm that their blood pressure is high by checking their blood pressure at least 4 days at home, 2 times per day, and then discard day 1 reading and take average of the remaining. If average is more than 135 by 85, then this patient is hypertensive and needs to be treated according to guidelines. The best lifestyle change that can most effectively decrease blood pressure is to lose weight. Other lifestyle advice include decrease dietary salt intake, stop smoking, decrease alcohol consumption, regular exercise, decrease coffee intake, increase vegetable and fruits intake, and encourage relaxation. The drug of first choice depends upon the patient's age. If age is less than 55 years, then the drug of choice will be ACE inhibitors. If age is more than 55 years, then the drug of first choice will be calcium channel blocker or a diuretic. Calcium channel blockers are better than diuretics because they have less side effects and they can control blood pressure more effectively. So if you see both options in your exam, choose calcium channel blocker. The diuretic of choice are chlorthalidone and indapamide. You can also use hydrochlorothiazide, but chlorthalidone and indapamide are preferred. If the patient is taking ACE inhibitor and blood pressure is still not controlled, then combine ACE inhibitor with either a calcium channel blocker or a diuretic. And if the patient is taking calcium channel blocker or a diuretic and blood pressure is still not controlled, then combine it with ACE inhibitor. If the patient is taking two drugs and blood pressure is still not controlled, then combine all the three drugs, that is ACE inhibitor, calcium channel blocker, and diuretic. If the patient is taking these three drugs and blood pressure is still not controlled, then as a general practitioner, you will refer this patient to the specialist for blood pressure monitor or blood pressure control. There are some special conditions in which we override the ACD drugs that we just discussed in the previous slide. In patients of chronic kidney disease, the drug of first choice is ACE inhibitor, regardless of age. In benign prostatic hyperplasia, alpha blockers is the first-line drug. In osteoporosis, thiazide diuretics, and in both angina and post-myocardial infarction, beta blockers are the first-line drugs for management of hypertension. The side effects of ACE inhibitors is hyperkalemia that can result in life-threatening cardiac arrest. So if a patient is taking ACE inhibitor and he has high potassium, stop ACE inhibitors. Calcium channel blockers can result in ankle edema. and diuretics can cause hypokalemia, which can then result in cardiac arrhythmias. ACE inhibitors are contraindicated in pregnancy and bilateral renal artery stenosis. Calcium channel blockers are contraindicated in AV conduction defects, and diuretics are contraindicated in diabetes, gout, hyperlipidemia, and pregnancy. The drug of choice for control of hypertension in pregnancy is labetalol. And if labetalol is not available, then calcium channel blockers can be used as second-line drugs. If both these drugs are not available, then methyl-dopa can be used. Hydralazine is not used for the chronic management of hypertension. It is used in acute emergency patients, but it is not the drug of choice in acute hypertensive patients. It is used only if IV labetalol or IV calcium channel blocker is not available. ACE inhibitors and ARBs are absolutely contraindicated in pregnancy because it can damage the fetal kidneys. Diuretics are relatively contraindicated because it can cause hypovolemia, which can result in placental hypoperfusion. A 71-year-old man is referred to the outpatient clinic for advice on his antihypertensive treatment. He has a history of stroke and long-standing uncontrolled hypertension. His blood pressure recordings at home and at his surgery within the past 2 weeks were 188 by 216 and 176 by 208. His therapy comprised ramipril, atenolol, and amlodipine. His sodium is 138, potassium 2.9, urea 8, creatinine 88. Which of the following is most likely contributing to the treatment failure? Antacids, NSAIDs, table salt, or pseudoephedrine? The answer is NSAIDs. Table salt can also increase blood pressure, but not as much as NSAIDs can do. So NSAIDs is the right answer here. Drugs that can cause hypertension include NSAIDs, steroids, monoamine oxidase inhibitors, and combined oral contraceptive pills. A 70-year-old man admitted with left lower limb swelling and pain diagnosed as DVT, where heparin was started. He has a history of diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and chronic heart failure. He is on insulin, furosemide, and enalapril. His blood pressure is 110 by 70, heart rate is 76 per minute, and oxygen saturation is 94%. His sodium is 135, potassium 6, chloride 107, urea 7.9, creatinine 120, APTT 50, and prothrombin time is 14. Which of the following medications should be discontinued at this stage? Insulin, enalapril, heparin, or furosemide? The correct answer is enalapril. ACE inhibitors such as enalapril can cause hyperkalemia. So this patient's potassium is high because of in April. A 66-year-old man with hypertension comes to the clinic for a follow-up. He is currently taking a combination of losartan and amlodipine, which is failing to keep his blood pressure within target. Examination is unremarkable. His blood test and renal function profile were within the normal limits. What is the most appropriate next step, assuming he has no relevant contraindications? Add ramipril, add atenolol, add doxazosin, or add indipamide? The answer here is add indipamide. This patient is already taking ACE inhibitors and calcium channel blockers, and blood pressure is still not controlled. So according to guidelines, we will add a diuretic such as indipamide. Thank you very much and good luck for your exams.